The study was looking at what happens to the antibody responses against the SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, how persistent those antibodies are and how they might be changing over time. What we saw was that, in fact, the antibody levels are dropping very quickly in that early time period after infection. It does suggest that immunity may not be very long-lasting. That's something that happens frequently. So it's not that every virus is one where you get an infection and you're protected for the rest of your life. The other four common coronaviruses that have been in humans for a long time, the common cold coronaviruses, it's pretty clear that immunity against those is not permanent and people can get reinfected with them. I hear a lot of people, especially on social media, expressing that this doesn't exist. So I recently had a confrontation with somebody who was saying he knew doctors all over the country and they'd been telling him that COVID-19 doesn't even exist. More commonly, there are people that are saying that this has a very low death rate, less than 1%, and that it's just like the flu and we're making too big a deal out of it. But the flu doesn't fill ICUs with dying patients the way this disease has. So if you go and you look at what happened in New York when it was allowed to spread without control, their ICUs were overwhelmed. They were telling patients that they had to just go to a room and die because they didn't have enough ventilators. This is a much more contagious disease, even though the death rate is not especially high. If a large number of people get infected, a small percentage of a large number is still a lot of people. This is a very serious disease. It's not something to be taken lightly. It's not something to be considered to be just the flu. It has had a huge toll already on our country, and if we don't do something about it, we'll continue to have a big toll.